This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in here on a Tuesday. We're live in Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. Appreciate you watching on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM Channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. Busy hour coming up. We're going to go over numbers in the NFL in 15 minutes. Circa owner Derek Stevens with a contest update. Bottom of the hour, our best bets in pocket plays coming up in 45. But right now, it's a very busy and I would say tantalizing slate tonight in the NHL. And VSiN senior betting analyst for the sport, Jonathan Davis, joins us on the progressive guest line. What's cracking, JD? How are you?
Oh, man, I am so looking forward to this night on ice. I mean, it's not too many times when Sidney Crosby goes up against Connor McDavid, and they're the backstory in a hockey game.
Wow, that's okay. All right, strong.
Yeah.
Well, then, so let's get to as much of this as possible. Then I want to begin Islanders at the Red Wings. We talk about this all the time with the Malinsky special. Now the Red Wings are back from a 6-game road trip, but they haven't played since Saturday. They're rested. So are the Isles. A couple of things here. Your thoughts on just betting New York to win the game, and are they worth a shot at around 18-1 to win their division?
All right. A shot at winning the division, yes. I mean, look, I like Carolina before. I like Carolina more that they found themselves a goalie in Brandon Bussey, who they claimed off waivers from Boston. Maybe one of the best in-season acquisitions this year. Tonight, yeah, look, it's a good spot for the Islanders. Six games in 10 days for the Red Wings. And I heard Patrick Kane, all excited about how they played and the results of the road trip. I could see this as a sluggish spot, and Kane won't play tonight. I could see this as a sluggish spot for Detroit. The only thing that concerns me is that the Islanders were already without Matt Barzal and Bo Horvat and Kyle Palmieri. They may be without Matt Barzal, game time decision. So it's kind of got me a little nervous about playing the Islanders, who I loved coming into the day today.
All right. How about the other one with San Jose? Another Malinsky special as they're at home taking on Calgary. They had a five-game road trip.
Yeah, don't mess with the Flames, especially with the dad's mentor trip. Calgary,
good.
I got to watch them here in LA on Saturday night, and one of their guys, Adam Klapka, got into a fight early in the game, and as he's heading towards the penalty box, you see him waving his fist to his dad up in the suites. It was pretty funny. But look, Calgary's playing really well, and they've owned the Sharks. They had 6 straight wins, 9-10 over San Jose. I'll take Calgary in this spot.
All right, excellent. You touched on it earlier. What did you think of the trade now that Edmonton shipped out Skinner and Jari goes to Edmonton and they're going against each other tonight?
I mean, a trade that both goalies needed. For Edmonton, Skinner, look, he took this team to 2 cup finals, but there were always, spots along the way. And Mitch, you had him last year to win Conn Smythe, but it was so hard for him to win when, he's only playing half the games. And that's the problem. This alleviates the excuse for Edmonton. It's probably a lateral move in goal. I would say the two are about equal. Both have had their issues. Jari was actually put on waivers last year, has turned his career around this year. It should be a lot of fun tonight. And I mean, the fact that they're playing, 3 or 4 days after the trade against each other is pretty crazy. And, as I was saying, it's not too often that McDavid and Crosby take a backseat to something else when they're squaring off against each other.
This angle with the Colorado Avalanche to score in the first 5 minutes of the game, first 10 minutes of the game, has been pure gold pretty much the entire season, specifically when they're at home, so much so that the broadcast crew has recently been talking about this. And in fact, how they're scoring in like the first 90 seconds of the 2 minutes of the game. Now they're on the road, though, tonight against Seattle. So what's the play?
So, I was trying to figure out, how am I going to approach this game? And was I going to touch it at all? And then as I'm seeing how this line has now gone well over $3, here's the approach that I take. This year, and I started tracking this last year, and the numbers are staying true to form. When you've got a favorite that's minus 300 or greater, the dog has scored a goal in the first period in 7 of the 8 games. So Kraken to score in the first period. I'll play that. First period over is 6-2, and the goal in the first 10, this plays right into Colorado, is 7-1.
Montreal is on a 16-2 overrun in the second period. Good numbers from Chris Otto, but you have something that's awesome on Montreal at home as well, and what you want to bet and what the number is second period at home to the Flyers.
Yeah, so 13-0 at home in the second period, over 1.5. Now, it's pretty juicy at 1.5. So there's two ways you could approach it if you don't want to pay the $1.60 or so for over 1.5. You can play over 2 at BetMGM. You can get plus money there. Or you take your chances and wait and try to get that 1.5 at a better price. I'm going over 2 in the second period. 9 of those 13 games have had at least 3 goals.
9 of the 13 have had at least 3 goals?
Strong.
Yeah.
Wow.
Excellent.
Okay.
Good job. Good find. Well, how about the Rangers? You've been all over this Seattle thing, which has been an ATM for years, how bad they are on a back-to-back. How about the Rangers at home against Vancouver?
Well, the Oilers are approaching Seattle. They're 8th straight.
Wow.
Losing the back half of a back-to-back, going back to last year. The Rangers this year, 0-5 on the back end of a back-to-back. And guys, they've scored a whopping 4 goals on the back end of a back-to-back. So I'll take Vancouver tonight at a plus price here at Madison Square Garden.
Wait. So they have scored 4 goals combined in those 5 losses?
Yes.
How is that possible?
Well, they've just been god-awful, and especially at home. They can't score.
Well, give the Seattle stat. They've lost. They're
17 straight losses for the Kraken on the second half of a back-to-back. They've scored 2 goals or less in 16 of the 17 games.
Yeah. There you go. I know. Weird stuff can happen like that. That's bizarre. Awesome.
What else really caught your eye for tonight that you have some strong bets on or opinions, Jonathan?
Yeah, so I like the Toronto Maple Leafs to win the first period. First period puck line minus a half a goal. The Leafs 6-0-2 in the first period in their last 8 games. No Connor Bedard, likely until after the new year for the Blackhawks. They were shut out against Detroit on Saturday night. I like Toronto in this spot here. Other games to look at: Minnesota Wild tonight against the Washington Capitals. They get Charlie Lindgren, the Wild do, as opposed to having to face Logan Thompson. Lindgren's 0-4-1 against the Wild. Minnesota, just such a different team with the Quinn Hughes trade. So I like Minnesota tonight. Like the over in this one. These guys traditionally hit 6 goals or more. There are a bunch of 5.5s out there as well to grab. And in that Edmonton game, here's another way I'm going to attack Edmonton tonight and Anaheim. Well, I like Columbus tonight. Anaheim's in a bad spot. And guys, the Columbus Blue Jackets 6-1 as a home favorite, 0-6 as a home dog. They are a favorite tonight against Anaheim. But here's a parlay that I'm going to go with tonight. And this is available at BetMGM. Both teams to score 2 goals in the Anaheim-Columbus game. Both teams to score 2 goals in the Oilers-Penguins game. You get that parlay at plus 115.
Okay, very good. Before you popped on, we did our weekly pizzeria segment, and several people submitted, and I've been doing this for a little while, and I'm adding more, and that is one of my anchors here to building cross-sport parlays. It's down to 2-1 now, but it's Colorado to win the West. Like, if they stay healthy, right, I'm blown away by this team almost every single game that they play. What do you think about that?
I mean, look, they are awesome. It's incredible. Look, the Minnesota Wild are doing their best to try to knock down that Avalanche door. And the 3 best teams in the NHL are I think in the West right now with Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota. But sure, Colorado at that price is really good. I'm interested to see what the Wild do. I think they're going to still add a piece, but as we've talked about before, it's got to be something up front. Colorado's just, man, they're just so good. The thing with the Wild, though, guys, and I'm going back and forth here, Quinn Hughes changes everything. Now, Quinn Hughes is the second best defenseman behind Cale Makar, and he's such a game changer, and it's going to change the way Minnesota plays. I think we're going to see higher scoring games, by the way, with the Wild for the foreseeable future.
Okay, very good. You can follow JD on X. He's at West Coast HKY. Join us on the Progressive Guest Line and his write-ups you can find daily during the week for the NHL and his betting tips. Thanks, my man. Appreciate it and good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Back at you. It's pretty remarkable.
There's a lot of stuff like that. The Rangers thing, Seattle, Colorado. You mentioned what the announcer said, how many times it's happened, but the home streak. I mean, that is almost 2-1. Goal in the first 5, but it pays out, like plus 180. And they've done it 13 of 14 at home. Goal in the first 5.
Like, think about that for a second.
That's nuts. And I talked about it like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, every damn game they play, there's a goal in 2 minutes in. Yeah. Or 90 seconds, and it keeps happening.
I wonder, can you find that? Can you, name your price?
I saw it. Yeah, I know I saw it, years ago when we were doing this at the South Point in this crate, like the Blackhawks and Tampa Bay Lightning runs.
Yeah.
That's where you look, and they had that, first minute, first 2 minutes. That stuff was available.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's been a long time.
Like, if an app could, create a slider for you, and you just drag your finger and you go, goal in the first 8 minutes, goal in the first 5 minutes, goal in the first 90 seconds, and then the price just changes what it's going to offer you. And then if it makes sense at that price to me, yeah, that's what I'm going to bet. Got to do it. I mean, so
it's clockwork.
I've been to games here in Vegas.
Think about your ROI on that prop.
Where they've scored a goal in the first 90 seconds.
Yeah.
If you're not paying attention, you don't, if you're just getting to your seat, you're like, what the hell happened? There's a goal already?
Yeah.
But for them to do that over and over and over again, that's crazy to me. We're going to revisit some numbers in the National Football League. We'll go over some numbers that we have for next week as well. Some juicy stuff on there as we continue on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
I can't wait for Thursday night. Game of the year in the National Football League. Rematch from 3 weeks ago or so. Seahawks, Rams. You don't think Devontae Adams is going to play? Guru's making the case. Grab Parkinson. Get him right now on your fantasy teams.
Yeah.
Said earlier, his prop is 35.5 yards. I think that can only go one way.
Absolutely.
That's going to go up.
Yep. I know he struggled in the first game, and Seattle did an excellent job. Mm-hmm. But without Adams, I mean, Puka's going to eat, but he loves to spread it around. And especially, the big thing is nobody throws more inside the 2-yard line than McVay. And who do they throw to all the time? How many 1-yard touchdowns does Adam have?
A lot. And by the way, so he has scored their first touchdown as well quite a few times.
Uh-huh.
But you know who else scores the team's first touchdown? A lot going back to last year when it was automatic. It was an ATM.
Right. Yeah.
It's Kyron Williams.
Right. And Will Hill and Caesars have that, and it's 3-1.
So if you take Devontae, if you take Devontae out of their lineup, then doesn't that become even juicier then for you tomorrow night or Thursday night?
Yep. The other guys to look at because he throws to so many tight ends. So Parkinson, anytime right now, just looking at Caesars is plus 230. Davis Allen is 6-1. Ferguson is plus 550. 2-2 Atwell. He could get involved. Plus 625, and even Jordan Whittington at plus 850. Showing up here for anytime touchdown with the Rams. Hopefully it's not like the first game from a prop standpoint, and we get what we saw a little bit with Tampa and Atlanta, and we get a lot of guys who can score, and even that game and what happened last night with these prices on these anytime touchdowns, the cast of characters that are scoring.
Well, so if the Rams offense does a 180 from the first time around, and I say that because Stafford threw for like 100, I think it was 130 yards in that game, something like that. It was very low. So if they pick it up, though, and, look, they have one of the best offenses in the entire league, obviously, and if they're going to score points in this game, do we think that Sam Darnold's going to be able to match him? I would say that if I think it's correlated here. If the Rams win the game, I should say this, if the Seahawks win the game, it's probably an under.
Okay.
Right, where Darnold is okay, doesn't turn the ball over, and the defense is really good yet again against Stafford.
And you are correct. He was 15 of 28 for 130 yards.
Wow.
Williams had 90 on the ground. Adams had 1 catch for 1 yard. But Sam had the 4 picks, still in position to win it. Myers was just short. If they had more time or they didn't, pin him inside the 5, they probably would have won the game. Should have won the game, but 21-19. But is it more of let's make the adjustments, and this will be a higher scoring game, or what transpired the first time in LA, which was and one of the touchdowns, Darnold sent him up first and goal too. Mm-hmm. So a lot of candidates here to score, and a lot of anytime touchdowns for the game Thursday.
Okay, so we also have more numbers for Week 17 in the National Football League. I can't believe we're here already, Pauly.
Yeah, and it's a unique week and a unique schedule because you got the triple header on Christmas, and that's lost some of its luster in light of what's happened to the Cowboys, and Daniel shut down for the season, and also Mahomes done for the year now as well. Then you get the doubleheader on Saturday, 2 very good games, and then the Mitch Moss special. He's livid. I don't blame him. 7 early and only 2 late games on Sunday.
Well, do you love that?
I hate it. It should never happen. It's ridiculous.
I know.
Because one of them is Giants-Raiders. So if the Bills blow out Philly, you got nothing. And that should not happen, especially this late in the season.
Okay, so as we're looking at these numbers and talking about them, look, I mean, you can't find every market, obviously, for next week already, but something I think maybe to file away if the weather is going to cooperate in New York. You see this number with the Patriots playing the Jets? The Pats are 9.5. The total's 42.5.
Ooh.
So their team total is going to be in the 26.5 range. With the way that this offense has been humming pretty much the entire year, again, scored 31 against the Bills in a loss on Sunday. Bills defense no good either. But the way this Jets defense is trending right now, gave up 34 to Miami. Etienne doesn't get hurt. They probably score 45. They gave up 48 to Jacksonville. Patriots are probably going to be in a must-win game, either division or the 1 seed. And if the weather's good, they're not going to get 4 touchdowns.
Hello, Henderson. I mean, you made the point earlier in the show. It's how bad the Dolphins looked. They went up and down the field against the Jets and got whatever they wanted on the ground in that game. That's right at 100 yards.
Yes.
So hello, Henderson, and hello, Patriots, everything.
Absolutely. That's going to be one of the first bets I have to make if the numbers are the same, would be Patriots team total over. The Giants are up to 3 out here against the Raiders. That should be, well, I know they're 2-10. Both teams are. But if Giants fans actually want to travel out here around the holidays, that could be 90-10 blue.
Yeah.
Give me the reason why Las Vegas Raider fans will want to go to that game around Christmas. There's no reason to.
Yeah.
Sell your tickets, have some extra money for Christmas, buy your kids something else, and get rid of them.
Can the Raiders actually move the ball in this game, as they've set the NFL record here? 4+ sacks. Can't get 75 yards rushing 6 games in a row. Can they move it against the Giants and their bad defense?
Abdul Carter might go off in that game.
Cowboys 1.5 against the Chargers. What do you think of that number now?
I think I would like to tease the Chargers. You?
Yeah. I'm with you on that
I
one.
like the Chargers defense quite a bit.
Yep.
That's a good, or do you just want to keep it simple here and go first half over because it's cashed every time but one game for the Cowboys?
Yep. Jerry came out and said we're not tanking. We're going for it. Saints and Titans, a game we missed. Saints 1.5 at Tennessee. Here it is. You said it. It's set up for him.
It is.
Shuck gets the Jets. Then he gets Tennessee. And then he gets Atlanta. Didn't go well the first time. But, I mean, it's set up where we can have 2 monster games here. And this, maybe these guys cancel each other out with Tampa and Carolina with these wide receivers. Henderson can go off. But Shuck was 26-1 yesterday at some spots. Who knows? Like you said, nobody wants this. Henderson wants it. If Vrabel will give him the ball, though.
I know. I also would look at this, and I think Kellen Moore's got to go under the microscope here. Because as it was unfolding in real time, we could all tell that Spencer Rattler could not play at that level to be an NFL quarterback. And you took this kid at 26 years old, relatively high in the draft, enough anyway to warrant more playing time. And he's been good. Guy's been, and think about that. Now they're actually favored on the road against, I know it's Tennessee. And here's something, too.
Yeah.
I think that we have like 6 teams left that can still go over their win total, and some of these would be excruciating beats. Mm-hmm. Hello. You know this all too well with the Saints.
Hello. Absolutely. Probably going to lose now. Mm-hmm.
That was looking like automatic.
Don't you have to lay 3 with Tampa Bay at Miami? Shutting down Tua, going to be Ewers or Zach Wilson, and no matter what happens Sunday, they're in a spot where they need the game.
Yeah, but I hate this Tampa Bay team with a real strong passion. because of how many times I've gotten burned on him so far this year. But after last night, don't we think like the white flag could be out here for Miami?
Yes.
If that's going to become official and Tua was like, no more.
I really think Tampa would move the ball and Tampa would win that game. That's low. I mean, especially who knows what you're going to get out of the quarterback play as well. You just can stop the run and you should win that game. And that was also bad what they did defensively in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You know every pass is going to be 5 yards.
Okay.
And quick.
I also have interest in taking Philadelphia plus the points at Buffalo.
You do?
It's only because
that's wild.
It's only because the Buffalo defense is alarming.
I'm worried about you win Saturday, you clinch the division, and then what? Then how do they treat it? But my comeback is too much time left, and you got to get right offensively.
Yeah.
And this is a game to get right offensively.
I think that would be part of the deal here, right? Is that Philadelphia would want to start trending right going into the playoffs and have as many opportunities to fix the offense. Although you've said it all year long, if they can't get it going tonight, when's it going to happen? Mm-hmm. And they've had like 2 good showings the entire year. Yeah. It has to look good against Buffalo, I would think.
Yeah.
Like you want to feel
Especially
good about something going into the playoffs.
Should be a big Barkley game. And maybe some design stuff for Hurts. Yep.
And I got to say, Bears 49ers might be game of the weekend.
Yep. And we'll talk about it with Derek coming up. 10 people are left in Circa Survivor. 5 have Dallas on Christmas. 9 have Washington. Nobody has Detroit. Nobody has Denver. 1 person has Kansas City. And you're not playing them. They're 5.5-point dogs. So the other 5 going to be on Washington or Minnesota, assuming they survive this week.
Yeah. I think more people than you're willing to predict will be on Minnesota.
Yeah.
You got to pick one of them.
Yeah. I'd rather have Minnesota probably than Washington.
That would be a no-brainer for me at this
point.
Okay. Yes.
McCarthy should move it against Detroit, and they already beat him, as you said.
It's the season to come together over your holiday favorites at Starbucks. Warm up with a creamy caramel brulee latte. Get festive with an iced gingerbread chai or share a velvety peppermint mocha. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
Green Bay, 91% to make the playoffs. Bears, 75%. Lions, 36%. Colts, 12%. Ravens, 38% now after the Steelers win. Favorite flipped to win that division. Good tweet from Ross Tucker. Last time these teams went to an AFC title game. Denver, 2015. New England, 2018. Jacksonville, 2017. Pittsburgh, 2016. Texans, never.
Wow.
That is wild.
That Mahomes-Brady game was in 2019. Man, time flies. We'll get a contest update with Circa owner and CEO Derek Stevens coming up next on Follow the Money, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. Thanks for checking in here on a Tuesday. Time now for our weekly spot with the owner and the CEO of this great property, Circa Las Vegas. Also, the Golden Gate and the D. Derek Stevens with us now. Good to see you again. How are you?
All right. How you doing, fellas?
Doing really well.
Hey, champ. All right.
Crunch time now with both these contests. And you and Jeffrey Benson, and the contest show is so good, has been for years on Saturday night right here on VSiN. But the tidbits that you can deliver to the people every single week I find fascinating. There was an entry, or 3 of them last week, tied for 11th in Circa Millions, all by the same person. It was Gigi's College Fund, like entries 3, 4, and 5. Think about that for a second. Very close to getting up top and maybe being in the mix to win $1 million. Do you know what happened with any of Gigi's College Fund's entries?
Yeah, just to recollect, there were 4 entries that were tied. Is that correct? Is that
I think so, yeah.
I didn't bring last week's sheet, but I'm pretty sure there were 4. Now, Gigi's College Fund, 2, 4, and 5. So 3 entries are tied for 18th overall with a record of 48 and 27. And one of them, Gigi's College Fund 3, is tied for 8th at 50 and 25.
Wow.
So, yeah, they've got 4, tied for 18th or higher. Amazing.
Have we had it, top of your head, can you recall the same person or entries to have multiple entries like at or very near the top?
I think we've had a couple that have had 2 that we blended together.
Okay.
You know, on some of the big checks. I do not recollect 4. You know, we pay the top 100. I do not recollect 4.
Wow.
So
There's also this. You flip it and you go for the booby prize. There was an entry by the name of NFL Runner last week. They had 5 entries. 5 entries. I think they were 2 points out of the last place for the whole season. They all had the same record.
yeah, that was NFL Runner 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. NFL Runner 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 went. I think all the same selections again this week.
Oh.
And they are tied. They have 5 entries tied for 15th on the booby at 24, 49, and 2. Now, we don't pay that deep in the booby. It's not like the, you know, on the right side of things. So I'm assuming we're kind of at a point where NFL Runner on the booby is going to have to start splitting up some picks.
Yep.
What'd you think? Did you see what Potato Kanish did? He has now dropped to 5th place after he's had such a great year. He did 5 plays, what he considered square, and wound up against Coin Hop, the leader, on all 5.
Unbelievable.
What are the odds of that? He didn't think it's never happened before. I'm sure he's right. Coin Hop goes 3-2. He now enjoys a 1.5-point lead over Sean's Dolphins, and Money Gun Guz is sitting there tied for 5th as well. So still a lot going on here with only 3 weeks left.
Yeah, a lot going on. Remember, all these positions we're talking about still pay 6 figures.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, Potato Commission now 2.5 points behind Coin Hop. Sean's Dolphins just popped up out of, you know, we haven't talked about them at all.
I never heard of him. No.
He's been on fire.
Yeah, good for him.
On fire. Talk about being on fire. Starting off week, we just finished the second week of quarter number 4. We have 30 teams tied for second at 9-1 in the fourth quarter. And one team, Go Packs Go, started off with an easy 10-0.
Oh, boy.
Great job. Okay.
Drunken Disorderly has 2 of them. Drunken Disorderly, 9-1, got 2 of them. Going Deep has 4 of them at 9-1. Amazing. Polar Bears, 9-1. They have 2 entries.
Good name.
Yeah.
All right, hot shot. So what do you think now is Survivor? 10 left.
10 left.
And then looming is Christmas. And boy, this is so. Let's start here because we know 10 people left, each worth $1.87 million. CP Picks has already gone on record saying I'm taking the Bills. He's the only one who has the Bills. So that's one. 3 people, I believe, have Houston availability. They're a huge favorite against the Raiders. Now what do you do? No, how about the other people?
I do want to go back for a second and say, last Sunday, I found it to be very enjoyable. I wanted all 10 to make it to this next week because all of a sudden it gets a little more fun with Christmas looming. Right. I also gets a lot more fun because I'm Jeff Benson and myself, Will Case. We're having a lot of fun. All these guys coming in for credit lines. They don't know how to. Hey, can I get $2 million? Can I kind of nice to see that, you know? Can I get $2 million? Yes. What's your your credit's not that good, but hey, okay, we'll get you
going.
So, but anyway, we're working our way through it. Like this is where you can't do something last minute, so it's all good. Right, so I'm excited about this. We should see some massive hedging coming up based upon what we've heard from some of these entrants. So now all 10 get through. I enjoyed it on the documentary. 3 effective rocking chair games. Mm-hmm. We haven't had that in a long time. And everybody that made it this far, they've had enough sweat. So I'm glad we had 3 rocking chair games last week. Yeah, so now going in, so you said C3 Picks has decided they're going to take Buffalo and announced it?
He already announced it.
Okay. And he's the only one that has Buffalo available. Mm-hmm. So then you got to take a look at, I think, you have the way you got to look at this, you got to look at Houston.
Yeah.
Houston's going to be number one. The number one would be the number 1 selection. But only 3 out of the 10 have Houston. So that's Kick Your Knees Up, Real Bro, and a Corsi. So I would make the assumption you're not going to turn down a 14-point favorite. So that covers 4 of your selections. After that, then you got to take a look at Philadelphia. So if we look at Philadelphia.
There's a lot of Philly.
There is a lot of Philly. But if you look at Philly, there's 7 that have Philly available. But you already said one is taking Buffalo. Another one was a double up with Houston. So I think maybe 5 Philly. You have one individual, Dylan W., no Buffalo, no Philly, and no Houston, but has the whole for San Francisco. Okay. So I tend to think you're going to see a Buffalo, a San Francisco, 5 Philly, and 3 Houston.
Well,
that'd be how I would see it playing out.
You got to use someone, and this is late in the season, so you don't have a lot of options.
You know what that means? That we could have. There is a path, and if you're true on that, if that comes in, you could have one winner this week.
Could.
Like if Buffalo wins and they all go down other than them, there's your one winner. Or if one person takes San Francisco, they win, the other teams lose, there's your winner.
Could become very, very interesting. You're right. I would also say what's interesting is if somebody has San Francisco, no matter what happens early or late, they're on an island of Monday night.
Yeah, good point.
Which becomes a very interesting dynamic as well. The Texans play in the late window on Sunday, so we know they're going to be in the mix. And then Philly, what time is the Philly game?
That's Saturday.
Yeah, it's Saturday. So we got the Saturday setting that up. We know Philly's got to be the number one selection.
We'll do more on this next week, but I have to get your thoughts early because then it gets real with Christmas. Only 5 people have Dallas. Only 1 person has Kansas City. No way you would use them. They're 5.5-point dogs now. Nobody has Denver. Nobody has Detroit. People are going to have to take the Vikings or Washington, and you're going to be you got minus 180 dog, and you got to if they hedge that way, that you're going to be an underdog in that game.
Yeah, there's no question. Yeah, it's apparent. We got underdogs going on Christmas.
Oh man,
you know what? Actually,
it's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, that's right.
The person with Kansas City actually could use them.
Yes.
They could use them based on what Pauly just said then. Other people are going to be forced into using a dog as well. Isn't Kansas City and Denver the late game?
It is.
Yeah.
It's the last game.
And then what if those other teams go down? And he's sitting there, I have 1 entry left, I'm on Kansas City, and everybody else has been eliminated.
Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that not be something to get into?
$18.7 million on the back of Gardner Minshew. We're gonna have to bring him in his van out here next summer and celebrate him. Oh my God, man. That'd be something.
Did you agree with Mitch based on how Dallas destroyed Washington in the first game? Would you rather take the Vikings if you had the option over Washington? The way McCarthy's playing and they already beat Detroit. Even though I'm a 3.5-point dog, I'd take the Vikings and not Washington for my life.
I'm biased. You guys know I love the Lions, man. I don't want to put something out there. It wouldn't be fair. I mean, I don't like the Vikings. I think that the Lions can smoke them, but this is way too much money. Way too much.
Getting good now.
I think the Vikings win the game.
Do you?
I'm not just saying that right now to give anybody any crazy ideas. I said that yesterday on the show. I think there's an angle where the Vikings win out and they play big time spoiler. It's not all of a sudden I'm overreacting to J.J. McCarthy playing against the Cowboys. That would be a big mistake and foolish on my part. I just think that their defense can be a problem for a lot of teams.
So you still think the five that have Dallas would take Dallas?
Well, that's a good point. Maybe not all 5 do. You're right. Maybe they do something creative, but you're 3-point favorite.
Yeah. Thanks, Derek. We'll talk to you next week with Christmas looming and our best bets in pocket plays coming up.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day.
No way.
I'll give you 3 to 1 odds.
Nope. 5 to 1.
Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All right. Easy winner with the Steelers, but no good. They were too good, especially in the red zone. Miami couldn't get a stop, so we didn't see Boswell from distance. We didn't see Boswell at all. So over 1.5 made field goals for Pittsburgh. No good in that one. But
never really a chance for that offense.
No, I know.
At home.
Yeah. How about the creativity as well? And all the different guys who scored.
I know it.
Tush Push, Hayward, 80-1 first touchdown. Jonnu Smith had the touchdown rushing. MVS was 10-1 anytime. And good job by Warren Sharp. Thielen had a catch, but it was 7 yards.
Yeah.
So the under gets there. Alabama roll Tide Friday night. How about under 40.5 in that game, too? Start playing for keeps in college. This is awesome. Friday night. They had no problems moving the ball in the first game, beat themselves with turnovers. I've been over that. Steelers a winner, we talked about. Army, $1.45 on the money line, Fenway Bowl. Saturday the 27th, now up to 8.5 in that game. UConn open a 3-point favorite. Oh, like Paul Stone said, got to have the information ready to rock and roll. And no opt-outs here and maximum effort. The service academies, 18-3 ATS and bowls since 2012.
What could go wrong if you had Army +3 in pocket?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Exhibit A last week with the Seahawks.
Yep.
Bears to miss the playoffs, +160. Huge game Saturday against the Packers. Navy laying 4 against Cincinnati, January 2nd. That is up to 6.5. Expect more guys to hit the portal for Cincinnati. Saints laying 4.5 against the Jets. We just talked to Derek Stevens. I failed to mention it. I think there's going to be people on the Saints and Survivor here. Now, Philly is on the road. San Francisco's on the road. You know, I don't mind the San Francisco play because you're the standalone game. You know where you stand with the Monday night game going against the old man as well. You think that game's tricky for Philly going at Washington, and Eagle fans will say we always stub our toe against this team.
Right.
I don't mind the Saints against the Jets.
No, and
I
think the Saints in regular Survivor have to be a consideration this week.
Yes.
And out here,
with you.
You know what, give me the number. Give me the juice on over a half an entry using the Saints this week.
Oh, I love 280.
Oh, you'd make it that high?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
How bad the Jets are defensively?
Okay, then make it 1.5. Well, we get 2. Give me 2, Utah.
Got him.
You might get 2. Make it multiple.
That's not a bad number. I have to look at availability because that's how many people would do that as well. That's fascinating. All right. And the Broncos, lane 3. Trust them at home. Great match of how well these quarterbacks played last week. But again, the incredible trend. Teams after playing the Jets, 1-12 ATS. Broncos lane 3 at home.
Good luck, Pauly. Had a winner last night with Jalen Wells over 11.5 points. He got to 16. Did you see what Cam Spencer did last night for Memphis? He had 27, made 7 threes.
What?
Hello. He's been red hot like the whole month. Yeah, and they absolutely buried the Clippers.
Buried the Clippers, who are 6-20. And on the day that the Ramona Shelburne article comes out about what was going on with Chris Paul and how he was a pain in the ass. Why the Clippers sent a franchise legend home. It's a good read.
Yeah. So, do I have this right? They brought him to play in the second unit in practice.
Yes.
They were crushing the first unit in practice all the time.
Yeah.
And that was part of it.
He's a rah-rah guy, but he gets into you about, and then like Van Gundy and Lou were saying, you're going behind our back, and it's not, I don't know, it's a wild read, but how it turned out, it was unfortunate. But in any event, think about this. The expectations and the moves they made, and they're 6-20, one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah. Well, and evidently Cam Spencer's a name that we have to circle here moving forward ASAP. Pending Seahawks +1.5 on Thursday night against the Rams, game of the year in the National Football League. We'll see how that one plays out. Much more on that game tomorrow and on Thursday here on the show. Additional plays for tonight / this week. I mentioned that this number is moved. I mentioned it earlier in the show. I do have Mikal Bridges 15+ points, -122 in the cup tonight. We don't have starting lineups as of right now. And I talked about maybe betting the Knicks first quarter if Wemby's not going to be in the lineup to begin things, but we don't have information on that. Broncos -3 as well. I'm not just betting this. I'm not actually betting it at all because of this trend with teams playing the Jets then the following week being 1-12 ATS. This is the wrong number in my opinion. I don't know how Denver is laying 3 to Jacksonville based on some of the recent numbers we've had in their games and Jacksonville's games. It has to be higher in my opinion. So hopefully they get the job done, and there you go.
Right now, best time of year for bettors in the all-new Boomer Sportsbook, bringing you the action, football, hockey, basketball, and more. Code VSiN250 when you sign up. for a Boomers mobile account. They'll match your first deposit up to $250 in bonus bets. $5 juice on all the NFL games. Download the Boomer Sportsbook app today. Learn more at betwithboomer.com. Nick Bogdanovich on next week. Got to be 21 plus. Betwithboomer.com. Nigel Seeley on tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Talk about the World Cup draw and the outrage. I can't remember where the listener was from, but he's running the numbers about if I wanted to go to all these matches, and so it was like $8, and bring my family, it was like $8,000.
Yeah, if he was going to go to a ticket like for all of the teams' matches or whatever, they're typically, from what I understand, to do that, if a team makes the cup finale, it's like $2,000, maybe a little bit more.
They slashed the price of tickets for the following a global backlash. Some fans can get seats for $60 for the final instead of being asked to pay $4,100. The number of $60 tickets is likely to be in the hundreds.
First of all, you knew that it was going to be a dumb idea when you first saw it, that MetLife is going to be the spot where they're going to have the title game. Why is that game at MetLife? Why?
Yeah.
You can't give me a good explanation on that.
Yeah, here, the English Football Association Travelers Club would have been $7,000 to do that. The cheapest prices range from $120 to $265 for group stage games that did not involve co-host United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is from our buddy Point Shaver. He's been tracking first quarter and third quarters in the NBA. He loves betting this stuff, college football. He loves betting first halves, second halves in college basketball. He's tracking starting lineups, rotations, numbers, minutes that they're going to be playing. So the Spurs without Wemby were 8-2 first quarter and 9-1 first quarter over before the Cup game where they lost that quarter 31-20 to Oklahoma City. He calls them the perfect first quarter rotation. He thinks that working Wemby in is going to be tricky right now. He was looking at the first quarter over because the Knicks lineup is all first quarter overs, but he doesn't like the Wemby factor. I get it. Okay. Yeah, they came out and they were awesome against the Lakers, and other than that game against Oklahoma City, going back then a good 10 games, they have been dynamite.
Yep.
Okay.
Harrison Barnes made threes over 1.5 minus 160. 3-point attempts going back 8, 9, 7, 6, 12, 3. It's been bombs away, and he's taken a ton of shots as well. He only has to make 2 threes.
Wow, this the total, by the way, as I pull up the odds screen, we have seen some serious movement on this bad boy. It opened 227 territory. DraftKings right now 234.5.
The last game moved. The Laker game moved 10 points.
I know,
and it went over. The Lakers 234, but 244.
Yeah. Also, but the Oklahoma City and Spurs game took a lot of money to the over, and that was a dead under. If this keeps going up in the finale, where all these players can get a ton of money, don't you think under is the play? A title game feel to it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Knicks second in offense, Spurs 7th. Brunson's been awesome as well. I'd like more.
He's been great.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'd like more pace, but Knicks are 26th, Spurs are 16th in pace. But I see your angle. It's not bad.
It's a very exciting game. I mean, it's not Thunder Knicks, but
well, I'll tell you this: they're stealing Christmas back from the NBA, or from the NFL at least this year. They got 5 good games on Christmas, and then the NFL just blew up in their face.
I know. Got
the triple header, but Cowboys are out. Who cares? Mahomes is out. The Minnesota game's okay. They were supposed to be in the mix. It blew up on them.
I know I'm the Lone Ranger with this opinion. We don't need 3 NFL games on Christmas Day. It's way too much. Don't need 3 on Christmas Day. On a Wednesday, Thursday, come on. It's absurd. You're holding the entire country hostage yet again.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with 1 or 2. But nope, we got to have 3 every single year now moving forward. I think it's preposterous, to be honest. And now you're right. The games for the NBA slate are maybe a little bit... The best game of the day on Christmas, without any hesitation, is Detroit, Minnesota.
Yep.
At this point.
Yeah.
And I don't think he would have said that 6 weeks ago. So, all right, good night on the ice tonight. Let's get Avalanche again, goal in the first 10.
Snoop Dogg's performing at halftime of that NFL game. What do you think of that?
Is he really?
Yeah, they got Snoop Dogg. Was Beyonce last year, right?
Yeah.
All the pomp and circumstance.
Stay tuned. Primetime next. Humans Murray, followed up by Dustin with Cashino. Wake up early tomorrow, 7 a.m. with Dave and Jensen. And good luck with your bets tonight. We'll see you.